Hey y'all, it's Linda. Welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I am doing a new product review and we are going to be talking about the Nomad Cosmetics Whistler Snow Lodge palette. So Nomad was kind enough to send this to me, which made me so happy because when they started teasing this was one of the things that went on my list of, hey, even though I'm on a low buy, I'm going to be buying that. So today I want to show you the palette, some swatches, a look, my impressions of the palette, and also some dupes. Now, notice I didn't say my first impressions of the palette. So this is my second time filming this video. My microphone yesterday decided to become possessed and it just went off the rails. And in addition to that, I had an issue with the eyeshadows that I'm going to talk to you about later because I'm 99% sure it is a mistake on my part, but I'm still going to tell you about it. But I'm going to be doing the same look that I did just yesterday with this palette. We are going to get into it right now. But right before we do hop into that, if this is your first time here, hi, my name is Linda and I am a cruelty-free beauty YouTuber and I always want to help you decide whether or not makeup, skincare, hair care products are worth your money, whether they're drugstore priced or luxury high-end. I just want you to spend your money wisely. Also, I am on my very first low buy year, so I am being really conscious about only bringing products into my collection that I really want, and I'm focusing on quality over quantity. So if you're into that, I would love if you'd hit that subscribe button and become a part of the Rockstar fam. Let's jump right into this. So first I want to talk about the packaging. We have a lovely cardboard box here that is stamped with all sorts of images from this lodge. And when you open it up, the palette is exactly the same style packaging, really cute, but also this gives you the vibes of what's inside. Now, I'm going to warn you when I open this, I have already swatched this palette, but I'm going to show you nice close-ups of before I swatched it. But it is just an absolute dream of a color story. Like, I wouldn't normally think that this kind of color story would appeal to me, but it definitely does. This really says Snow Lodge to me, right? You've got those icy white snows, you've got the blue for the crisp blue of the sky, but you also have these lodge feels. So you've got this like fiery red orange that I really feel like is the color of a fire at a lodge. You've got like the woodsy colors that would be burning the fire. You've got the bronzes and the blacks from, you know, the wood that would be covering the lodge. Am I making this a stretch here? Don't think so. But I really do love this color story. As soon as I opened it, I was like, yes, this is something I definitely want to play with, and I'm super excited to do it. One thing that's also really cool about this is that every shade has this really cool imprint. So in some cases, it's like crossed skis, and other ones, it's a bear. I mean, it's just really cool to look at. You've got a snow bunny. I really appreciate all the thought and love that went into this palette. So now I want to show you some swatches, both in studio lighting and natural lighting. I have to admit, when I did these swatches, I was pretty blown away. I was expecting good quality. I really was, because I've used a single Nomad palette in the past before. It was the Venice Simplon Express palette, and I was really impressed with that. But this literally blew me away, especially those deep, dark matte colors. They were really pigmented just on that very first swatch. Now on a couple of these, I did go back and forth over my arm, but I only dipped into the pan once, and it just really was impressive. They were opaque, but they weren't chalky, they weren't powdery, there was no fallout. It just was really gorgeous. So now I do want to do a look with these colors. I am going to be using mainly these blues and greens up here. So I'm going to be starting with Après-Ski, kind of in the crease and almost all the way up to the brow bone, to be honest. And then going in with Nomad, which is this deep, dark, delicious blue. And then on the lid, I'm going to be taking Black Comb, which is blue, sparkly with a purple shift to it. And also Whistler, which is this lovely mint green. So I really hope that this looks as good as yesterday's did, but I do want to start by telling you something that's different from when I did this yesterday, and I am going to show footage from when I did this yesterday. Yesterday, as a base, I used concealer, I didn't set it, and I just went on about my day. The problem, though, I think, is that I used a bunch of oil in my face products yesterday because my skin was so dry. And I think that spread onto my lid, and I think it affected the makeup. So today, I just used my Urban Decay Primer Potion, and I patted it down with ever so slightly a tiny bit of powder, just in case, even though I didn't use oils on my face today. But I will show you again what happened yesterday, because something did happen to the eyeshadow yesterday, but let's jump right into this. Okay, I'm starting with Après-Ski, which is this beautiful minty green, and I'm going to be taking that and packing it on all on the outer corner and into the crease. And look at that. That's the first pat. And do you see how intense that pigment is? Oh. And after I pack it on, then I will blend it out. This palette really does the work for you. Like, I literally just spent less than 1 minute to pack that on and blend it out, and it just did the damn thing. All right, next I'm going into Nomad, which I think is one of the most striking shades in the palette. Now be gentle with this because this shade can get messy because it is so pigmented. And I am going to pack that kind of hard on the outer corner and then directly into the crease. But again, be gentle, take your time with this color. Because it's so pigmented, there definitely is some fallout. Actually, with this whole palette, I would suggest doing your eyes before your face makeup. I just didn't because I'm making a video here. I don't know why I sit with my hand on my hip as I'm doing makeup. I'm literally sitting like this. Like, why? So you can probably see here that there definitely is fallout. So I am going to have to go back and clean that up with concealer because that just made my under eyes blue. But okay. All right, so next I'm going into Black Comb, which again is a blue with a sparkly purple undertone. And I'm gonna load it up on my brush and I'm going to wet it. This is gonna go on the outer half to third of my lid. Look how immediately metallic that is. Oh God, I love this color, I love it. And I'm gonna take a clean brush and just sort of blend out the harsh line before it dries too much. Now I'm going to do the same thing with Whistler, except that's going to go on my inner half of the lid. Look at it. All right, I'm going to hop off camera real quick and finish the rest of my eyes, the rest of my face. I will tell you everything that I used, and then we are going to go under the eyes a little bit, and then I want to tell you what I think so far of this palette. All right, so in my waterline, I have Urban Decay's Pencil in Ink. I used for mascara, I used this new Koki Volume Fixation. Really like it so far. And actually, it dried down very quickly. I thought it would be super wet. And then for my lips, I just have a random pink lip liner. I don't even know what brand it is. And then some of the Sophia and Maybell tinted lip oil over. I said tinted. It's tinted. I want to take a tiny bit of Nomad, and I mean a tiny bit, and just kind of run that under my lash line, just right close to my lashes. This is more just to help that liner blend more than anything. All right, so let's talk about how I feel about this palette so far. I am having so much fun playing with this. I really am. I think the colors are intense and vibrant and just really, really beautiful. I will say that Snowmad, even though I only use 4 colors, Snowmad is one color that you just need to be a little patient with because there is a lot of fallout. You do need to build it up a bit. And if you're willing to put in the time, I really feel like the payoff is worth it. Actually, I want to use one more color. I want to take a tiny bit of Powder Specialist and just put that under my brow as a brow bone highlight real quick. Oh, that's pretty. You know what? Let's use that as a highlight in general. Okay, I'm done. I promise I'm done. But I am having a lot of fun playing with this. So let me tell you about what happened yesterday though. So as I mentioned, I think that oils from my skincare got onto my eyelids. I did this same exact look and several hours later, I had noticeable patches in my crease, I will show you this now, where the eyeshadow was gone. Now to be fair, I do have hooded eyelids, so my crease is very deep and is, you know, covered by skin, if you will. And sometimes this does happen, but I really do think that it was a result of my skincare. So I'm really curious to see what happens with this today. I am going to check back in with you in a few hours so we can look at this. Now I do want to show you some dupes. I'm just going to kind of put them on screen and talk you through it because what I really want to do is show you these in natural sunlight rather than studio lighting so you can see how similar or not similar they are. Whew, let me say, I hope you all enjoy these dupe shots outside because I'm running outside when it is literally feels like 13 in a t-shirt. Okay, I'm awake now. So the shades I really want to focus on are ones that are the more unique shades in the Nomad palette because those are the ones that are really going to draw you to it, right? And if you're on a low buy or a no buy, I want to make sure that you look through your collection and see if you have things that you can dupe this with yourself if you're really trying to cut down on your spending or trying to not bring anything else into your collection. The first shade I wanted to go over was Nomad's Black Comb. And again, this is a bright blue with a purple sparkly undertone. And really, I compared this to 3 different shades in the Juvia's Place Wahala 2 palette because that really has a whole lot of those sparkly blue purples. You have from left to right the shade Bold, Nawa-O, and Dope. As you can see, those shades are really a lot more purple, the first 2 rather. So Bold and Nawa-O are a lot more on the purple side. Bold is a lot more close to it. So that one definitely is also a blue base with a purple sparkle undertone. It is a bit of a brighter blue as opposed to a darker blue, but it is very similar. Next, we have Whistler from the Nomad palette, and I really didn't have anything that was exactly like this. So I did swatch it against 2 sparkly colors that were similar. The first one is BH Cosmetics Dessert from the Pistachio palette, and next to that we have Colourpop's Aquamarine from the So Jaded palette. Both of those shades I feel like are far more blue as opposed to Whistler, which is a true sparkly green. I think Whistler is a completely unique shade to me, to my collection personally, but to you it might not be. And the other shade I wanted to compare is For Fox's Sake from the Nomad palette, which is that fiery red-brown color. And I compared it against 2 different colors. One is the Alamar Cosmetics Tropico color from the Reina del Caribe palette. And next to that, we have Carnelian from the Colourpop So Jaded palette. I do feel like it's most similar to Carnelian, but it's missing a bunch of those red undertones, but it is, again, very similar. And finally, for the second set of dupes, I wanted to compare Après Ski, which is that beautiful mint green, against others in my collection. And it turns out I have not a dupe for this at all in my collection personally. The shade that I compared this to was BH Cosmetics Guilty Pleasure, which is also in the Pistachio palette. And that is way more like neon mint green as opposed to just a true matte mint green. And the other one that I wanted to compare was the shade Berry Cool in the Nomad palette. And this is mainly for me because I've mentioned in the past before that a really good gold can attract me to a palette. I love sparkly gold, yellow gold eyeshadow. And just in my collection, I had 3 other shades that I found in the span of less than maybe 2 minutes that were so similar, I don't need this last one. So from left to right, you do have Urban Decay's Honey from the Naked Honey palette. You have West Coast from the At Forest Sight Colourpop palette. And then you have, which is my personal favorite, Yellow Gold, Sugar Pills Goldilocks Loose Shadow, which has so much beautiful sparkle to it. Okay, so those are all of the dupes I could find. I hope that was helpful to some of you. I am going to come back in a few hours because, again, the shadow I feel like looks fantastic right now, but I want to make sure it still looks fantastic a handful of hours from now.
One eternity later.
Okay, time for my final check-in. It has been about 4.5 hours since I put on the makeup. And yesterday, I had the issue with the makeup disappearing after like 2.5 hours. So taking a look, it looks great. It's hard to tell, but it does look exactly the same as when I put it on. If it has faded at all, it's because I have done a whole bunch of stuff. I've been, running around. I've been working. It's been a very busy work day, but looking at it even up close, like the colors are still so vibrant. The metallics are so shimmery, and I still really, really, really like it. So I can confirm, I think with ultimate positivity, that yesterday the issue that I had was due to excess oil on my skin that I put on myself, that my skin was creating. Whatever it was just excess oil. So I'm really, really happy to know that that was like a one-time thing. Oh, that's cool. I appear to be breaking out in some sort of rash for no reason. Love my life. But that's it. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I tried to be as in-depth as possible to let you know really how I feel about the new Nomad Whistler Snow Lodge palette. I really, really do enjoy it. It's a lot of fun to play with. I really can't wait to put this color, which is so amused, all over my lid as like a one and done kind of bronze brown situation. It's so metallic and stunning. Anyway, I'm gonna get off topic if I talk about all the reasons that I'm excited to play with this one, but let me know in the comments down below if you're planning on picking this one up. It is available now, and I believe that this is in their permanent collection, so it's not like you have to run to pick it up. You can put it on your wish list, sit on it for a few weeks maybe, and then revisit it. But yeah, let me know if you're planning on picking this one up. But that's it. If you all enjoyed this video and the format of this, I would love if you'd give it a thumbs up. That really does help out my channel. You all can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Those are all GlitterFallout. And as always and forever, you are super freaking rock stars, and I love you so much with my whole heart, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.